Hi, I'm author Bailey Thomas, and if you're a reader, writer, reviewer, content creator, or part of the book community, you're in the right place. And if you're none of these, you're still in the right place, because this YouTube channel is for everyone. I'm just trying to make the world a better place one book, story, or YouTube video at a time. So whether you're here to learn how to write a book, celebrate books, or just to have fun, I'm glad you're here. Hi, we are back with the 7 steps of self-publishing, and today we are on step number 3, which is edit with impact. And today, the first step under edit with impact is to take time away before you edit, which is like, oh my gosh, we're on step 3, editing with impact. You're so excited to hear what's next. And the first step is basically don't do anything. Walk away, close the laptop, leave the draft, store it in a great place, put it in your drawer. So excited to come back to it later, but for now, we're done. We're cleansing our brain. We're already so thinking about our story and what edits we're going to make and what we didn't like and did like. So I'm here to tell you that the first step under edit with impact is just to leave that draft alone. Take time away before you edit. And if you struggle with that, enjoy this montage of some examples of what you can do to take time away before you edit. This is what my time away before editing looks like, so maybe you might get a little inspired. Okay, we took a break. We're back. Now we're really ready to edit. So, under editing with impact, we took some time away before we edited, and now we're going to read for flow. And this is one of the first kind of like editing steps that I do after I come back from it. It's just to read the book and say, does this sound good? Do I like how this sounds? I know we still want to be nitpicky and look at commas and spelling and grammar, all that. And trust me, we will get to that. But first, we just want to read for flow. Does the book sound good? And I know this might be confusing because in your head it might sound good. Maybe you sent it to others and it sounds good. But I'm going to read you an example of how we check for flow. And one key might be reading your book out loud. So I'm just going to pull this little excerpt. We're going to read it out loud, and then we're going to see how we could improve the flow a little bit. I sat on the couch and thought about what he said and how it made me feel, and I wondered why it bothered me more than I expected. I replayed the conversation in my head and questioned whether I should reach out or let it go. The silence felt heavy and uncomfortable. So, right away when we're editing, in our head we might say, wow, that sounds really good. And there's no punctuation errors and everything's spelled correctly. Let's move on. But maybe reading it out loud, maybe even record yourself and listen back to it and hear how it sounds. Because even when I was reading it, I was like, oh man, I need to take a breath. It's kind of clunky. So here is a cleaned up version of that same paragraph, just to kind of show you an example of what we're looking for when we're reading for flow. I sat on the couch thinking about what he said and how it made me feel, and I wondered why it bothered me so much. I replayed the conversation and questioned whether I should reach out or let it go. The silence felt heavy. So that's just kind of a new version after reading for flow, just an example of what I'm looking for when I go through my book for the first pass. It's just kind of reading, do I like this book? Do I like how it sounds? Is the reader going to run out of breath and feel clunky as they're reading this book? Again, I know we want to get those nitpicky edits and the commas and the grammars, and again, we will get there. But on this step, read for flow. Does your book sound good? We've been taking baby steps in our edit for impact. We took a break. We just let the draft sit there. And then we read for flow, finding, is there any spots of the book that are not consistent? Are the sentences all the same length? Are they choppy? And now we're in the grand finale of editing, what you all love and have been waiting for, and what every author is their favorite part of their book, which is polishing the details. And this is where we're looking for the commas and the spelling and the word choice. And does everything make sense? And did I use the word the twice? And did I put 5 periods and extra spacing? So although I'm not going to give you a whole editing lesson because I still need help. I'm not an English teacher. There's a bunch of tools out there. There's grammar tools. You can hire an editor. You could give it to a friend. Maybe your aunt's an English teacher. I will not pigeonhole you to a lane of how you edit your book, but it does need to get edited. We do need to polish up the details. So that is the third step under edit impact, is polish the details, making sure our manuscript is clean. And we'll just put that out there. You will miss something, your editor will miss something, the tool that you use to proofread will miss something, and you might get a reader message you and say, oh my gosh, you spelled this wrong, this is incorrect grammar. Might even get a review that says this is incorrect grammar. And don't worry, in future videos we are going to read my negative reviews, so do not feel bad. And all I can say is we just can go back in and fix it. It's not the end of the world. It is okay. When I first published my first book and there were so many mistakes in it, and I literally issued a public apology like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. This was my first book. It's messy. I made a mistake. I will have to say readers are very forgiving. Obviously, you want to try. You want to make a bunch of passes and make sure it's as clean as possible. But the book community is very forgiving. They're very nice. They'll actually probably say it very nicely and say, oh my gosh, loved your book. I just noticed on this page there's this little error, but other than that, loved it, 5 stars. That could happen too. So we're just going to polish the details on this step. And again, don't worry, you're human, I'm human, we're going to miss stuff. But at least we can give it our best shot and edit. So I'm not giving a full English lesson. I need an English lesson. But I will show dialogue tags, which is an important part of writing, which I struggled with because I've never written a book before. I mean, I've read plenty of books, but I never really paid attention to the dialogue tags. So we're going to dive into that. Just a little quick mini editing lesson that might help you just at least get started on your editing journey. The first example I'm going to put on the screen is I missed you, he said, and I didn't expect that. So pay attention to the commas in here and the grammar in here. So because he said is a dialogue tag, like said, exclaimed, shouted, we're going to put a comma after you and missed you, and then after said, because it's still one sentence. I missed you and I didn't expect that. That's all one sentence. So just pay attention where the commas are in that one. And the next one, same sentence. I missed you, he smiled, and I didn't expect that. Same sentence, but if you notice, smiled is an action and not a dialogue tag. So we have to put a period after you and not a comma, as you can see in the first one. And then we do a period after smiled. Again, it's an action, not a dialogue tag. So then we put the period and then we capitalize the next part, and I didn't expect that. You can screenshot this, whatever you want to do. I'm going pretty fast here just for the YouTube sake, and maybe some people already know it. But I'm just going to leave these on the screen. You can screenshot it and go from there. And then the last one, I missed you, he said, and I didn't expect that. So again, if you're kind of catching on, we did do the comma after you because it is a dialogue tag, said. And then we put a period on this one, and I didn't expect that. This is probably just for style, like 2 sentences. I missed you, that's a sentence, and I didn't expect that is a sentence. So again, I'm just going to leave these up here. You can screenshot it if you want to, but here's kind of just like a basic mini dialogue tag lesson that you can incorporate in your writing, especially if you're just starting and didn't even know that these were the rules like I did. Step 3 in the 7 steps of self-publishing, which was edit with impact. We took time away before we edited, so we walked away, we went outside, we took a nap, we watched shows. This could be days, weeks, whatever you need to take time away from your manuscript before you're ready to come back with a clean mind and edit it. And then we read for flow. We read it out loud and saw where we could tighten up some sentences, maybe clean it up a little bit, maybe consolidate, make sure the flow sounds really good. And one of the ways we can do that is reading it out loud or reading it and recording ourselves and finding out where does the flow kind of start getting choppy or maybe too long. And then lastly, we polish the details. which is what most people think of editing: the grammar, the commas, the spelling, making sure that's all clean, but also recognizing that we are human and we might miss something, and that's okay. The book community is here to have our back and will let us know if there are corrections that need to be fixed, and we'll gracefully do that, and we'll move on, and we'll understand that we're all human. So that was Edit with Impact, step 3 of 7 steps of self-publishing. We still have 4 more to go, but that's okay because we're in a great place right now. We've got our manuscript finished, and it's for a reader, and we defined them, and now it's all edited and all paused and super nice. Easier said than done. But that's where we are in the process right now, which is super fun. We're getting into the good stuff because now we got a nice, clean manuscript to work with. So again, I will post another video on the 4th step, the 5th step, the 6th step, and the 7th step. But again, if you want to go ahead, feel free to comment. I'll reply because I know some people like to get ahead. I do, again, like to mention that I am a self-publisher myself, and I do link my website in my description. So if you ever want to just mosey on down to my website and order a signed copy, I truly do appreciate it. Every order does mean a lot to me as a self-publisher. And I also have a P.O. box linked in my description if you're a reader and you want to send me your favorite book, or if you're a writer and you want to send me your book. In future videos, I do want to feature other self-published authors or just small authors, just to show that I do care about the author community and I want to get your books out there too. So feel free to comment on this video, like, subscribe. We're going to keep going down this author journey. You and me, we're in this together. So thank you guys always for tuning in, and happy reading, and I'll see you next time.